Hey, Nation, we are back yet again with Phelim Rowe over at the UK. How you doing?
Doing all right. It's great to see you. How are you doing?
Good, good. You brought up an interesting talking point. You're a thought leader for sure, an influencer, and you brought up a recent point about why MSPs think MSS players are going to eat their lunch. Go.
Okay, so if you are an MSP, you're a business person, right? And if you're an MSS, you're probably a security person. So the way you look at things is just slightly different. And if you're a business person and you see another person doing services of any nature, you're like, well, is that a potential competitor? And so that has caused some MSPs to try and avoid contact with the world of MSS. Or maybe when the MSS has come and said, would you like to bundle my security services, my 24/7 managed SOC? They've said, I don't know, this sounds like a gateway to you stealing my customers. But it's not the case because the two businesses come from completely different backgrounds. And the MSS, the last thing they want to do is manage somebody's IT. They don't want to do it. They don't want to touch it.
Interesting. And so talk to me. So the paranoia is unfounded.
Of course, it's unfounded because the world of the MSS, well, initially you could say, well, they're only interested in the enterprise level customers. So they're not interested in trying to gobble up 50 very small businesses as clients. But what they are trying to do is offer a service that is perhaps not as advanced as the one they offer, a Fortune 500 company, but it's still useful. And when they come knocking on your door, you should see this as a business opportunity, because I guess you could package it up. You could say, hey, small business, would you like the firepower of one of the Fortune 500 companies? Well, at a fraction of the cost, the watered down version, but you don't have to say watered down, is available through my MSP just for you. I've bundled it wholesale. You get it at a wonderful retail price. You can do that rather than, I don't know, I don't want this MSS big player to even talk to me. I don't want it snooping around. I'm really worried that it's just going to gobble up my customers. It's the same reason why MSPs are able to deal with Microsoft or AWS. Microsoft and AWS, are they gobbling up your customers? I mean, they're taking some market share, but you're still a Microsoft Gold partner for a reason, aren't you? And the same can be true with working with the world of MSS.
Yeah, I have a use case, and a really good friend of mine, he won't mind me mentioning his name. So Andy Higgins out of Turpin Springs, Texas, where I now reside, is a smaller MSP. We're in a one-horse town, and he, smart guy. In fact, he's from the UK. So of course he's smart. And but he has that exact strategy that he has teamed with someone up in North Austin, Texas, a community well known as Round Rock, where Dell is based. He's teamed with a large MSSP or MSS. I'm, sure it's a combination of all the above, but for those exact same reasons. And it came down to expertise, right? So Andy can tap into the expertise of a big security player to take care of his clients, one of which is fairly large. All these MSPs, they have the little clients, but they always have that one big one. And he wants to make sure he takes care of that. But that's a perfect use case, and he doesn't see it as competitive. He sees it as collaborative, complementary, and they both make money.
They both make money, and they're both coming at it from a very different perspective. I have to be very careful. On some of the events, I joke, some MSP players used to sell ice cream. And then one in the audience actually said, yeah, I sold 6 ice cream shops before setting up my MSP. I was like, okay, that was supposed to be an analogy. But, people, they come at it from a very different perspective. So just because you're worried about MSPs, like there are some countries where MSPs will not speak to other MSPs. The States is a bit more friendly in that regard. MSS players are not going to even be interested in your break fix model or managing people's IT.
Yeah, and you raise a good point about the global community. Back in the day with Small Business Server and all that I did, I saw that. I saw that in EMEA. I saw that down. EMEA includes Johannesburg, South Africa, and pick on them. But there was an attitude of, why would I go sit in a room with my competitors for a day, Harry? I said, wow, that's not exactly what I wake up thinking. But that does exist. And I guess it always will. And it's not just restricted to this industry. So, all right. Well, where can people go get more information about you and your events? If you want to give yourself a shout out.
Thanks. We'll go to ctgintelligence.com. And what I've handily done is put, are you interested in North America? Click here. Are you interested in Europe? Click here. So that'll help, give you an impression of what we're up to.
Yeah, I like it. All right, my friend. Thanks as always. We'll see you next time.
Nice to see you.